Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a part of the Cambridge B2 first exam that can make or break your score, the speaking test, Part 1. We're going to build a rock-solid strategic guide to help you absolutely ace it.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think Part 1 of the speaking test is just a casual warm-up? A simple chat you don't really need to prep for. Well, if you do, that's a huge mistake, and honestly, it's one that can cost you precious points right out of the gate. Here's the reality. This little 2-minute introduction, it's your absolute best chance to make a powerful first impression. This is where you set the tone for the entire test. It's where you show the examiner your real level of English. Getting this right is absolutely critical.
Okay, so here is our game plan for today. First up, we'll dig into why those first impressions are so important. Then, I'm going to give you a 4-step blueprint for crafting the perfect answer. After that, we'll see how to take your language from just good to truly great, what common traps you need to dodge, and we'll wrap it all up with your key strategic takeaway.
So what's really going on in Part 1? What is the examiner actually listening for? Well, it's set up to be a social conversation, basically to help you relax a bit. They'll ask you about really familiar topics, things like your home, family, hobbies, maybe your future plans. The goal is to see if you can handle a spontaneous, clear, and fluent conversation on everyday stuff.
And now we get to the core of our strategy. Look, if you want to move beyond just simple, basic answers, you need a structure. So I'm about to give you a super simple 4-step formula you can use for almost any question in Part 1. It's designed to help you deliver a complete, high-scoring answer every single time.
And here it is. It's so simple, you'll love it. Step 1. Give a direct answer to the question. Don't beat around the bush. Step 2. Add a little extra detail. Step 3. Give a reason. Tell them why. And finally, Step 4. Provide a quick, concrete example. That's it. Answer, detail, reason, example. Let's see this blueprint in action, okay? Imagine the question is, what do you do in your free time? Look at this answer. The direct answer is learning languages. The extra detail, I've been doing that for 3 years. The reason is because it helps me stay creative. And the example? Last month, I built a small app. See? It follows our blueprint perfectly. So simple, but so effective.
Okay, so you've got the structure down. That's the skeleton. Now, how do we make it sound like impressive B2 level English? Well, it's all about elevating your language. The examiners are specifically listening for a certain range of vocabulary and grammar. Check this out. The difference here is night and day. I am from a town. Yeah, it's correct, but it's very basic. But saying something like, I live in a large industrial city, or maybe a bustling city center with loads of sports facilities, that instantly shows a higher B2 level. It's about being more specific, more descriptive. Now here is a fantastic little trick. So many people just rely on the present simple tense, which is, well, it's simple. So try this instead. The question might be, what's your favorite color? Instead of just, my favorite color is green, try something like, I've always loved green. Just by using the present perfect tense, you're showing way more grammatical flexibility. Trust me, examiners notice that stuff. Oh, and this is a big one. This is a super common mistake, just giving a list. Examiners do not want to hear a list of separate ideas. They want to see you connect them. So instead of 2 short sentences, use a linking phrase like as well as or moreover to create one single complex flowing thought. This is a huge part of what they call discourse management.
But what happens when your mind goes blank? You need a second to think, right? Don't just sit there in silence. Use these kinds of filler phrases to sound natural and fluent while your brain is catching up. Things like, that's an interesting question, or, to be honest, are perfect. They show you're actually thinking about the question, not just struggling to find a word.
All right, we've talked a lot about what you should do. So now, let's flip the coin and focus on the major mistakes to avoid. Because, sometimes knowing what not to do is just as powerful. These are the traps that can really pull your score down. So let's really nail this down. The strategy is pretty clear when you see it like this. The biggest trap? Answers that are too short. The fix? Always extend your answers with our blueprint. Another one? Going way off topic. You've got to stay relevant. And please, don't use memorized scripts. Examiners can spot them a mile away. And, like we just talked about, no simple lists. Use those linking words.
So, how long should an answer actually be? I get this question all the time. Well, here's the sweet spot.
You should be aiming for each answer to last somewhere between 15 and 25 seconds. If it's any shorter, you're probably not giving enough detail. Any longer, and you're at risk of rambling or going off topic. It's the perfect amount of time to use our 4-step blueprint.
Okay, let's bring this all home. We've gone through the blueprint, we've talked about the language, and we've highlighted the traps. Now let's boil all this down into one final checklist that you can take with you. This is how we turn all that preparation into real, solid confidence on exam day.
These are your 5 golden rules. Memorize them. 1. Always stay on topic. 2. Give extended, structured answers. 3. Avoid those simple lists by using linking words. 4. Remember, this is a formal exam, not a casual chat, so keep your language appropriate. And 5. Really push yourself to avoid just using the present simple. Show off that grammatical range you have.
And please, remember this. The goal isn't to sound like a robot reading from a script. Not at all. It's about using this blueprint as a tool. It's a tool to free up your mind so that you can communicate your own ideas with confidence, with structure, and in a natural way. This structure is your support, not your cage.
So really, the only question left is, where are you going to start? Take a common B2 topic, something like travel or technology or your future goals, and start practicing. Apply this 4-step blueprint. I promise you'll be amazed at how quickly your answers become stronger, more structured, and just so much more confident. Good luck!